How's it going, guys?
Look how nice and crispy it is.
This is what we are installing today. It's the brand new 30-second awning Stormchaser from AU 4x4, a 30-second wing awning. We had a 30-second wing awning before. We've taken that off. That one was quite an old one. And we're putting on this brand new, beautiful Stormchaser. So I'm excited to see what it looks like, see how easy the install is. Try to take you through it best we can.
Oh, it's so nice and clean and no rip.
Our previous one was second-hand, so
much loved.
It was very loved, so it was definitely due for an upgrade, and this is going to be exciting. So previously we had, actually I'll get them, we had these big alloy mounts which would sit there and make the awning even higher because of the door. But what we're going to do instead, because we want the awning to not be as high this time, we're going to adjust these gas struts, which we can in our canopy. There's extra holes here, so we're going to move this bolt down a hole. I haven't done this before. And then the canopy won't open as high, and then we'll be able to open the awning without having to mount it to the moon.
Joss is in his element. He's been waiting to do this. We've had this new canopy for 2 or 3 weeks, but we've needed the opportunity to come and actually spend time and do this job. So Joss has been itching at this little project to get this done. Yeah.
So in the awning, you get this bag, which has, let me get it undone.
It's got tie down pegs, bolts, nuts, guy ropes, steel mounting plate with 2 holes, mounting L bracket and back strap for rear bar.
Guy ropes, oh, quite a few. Pegs.
Should have 8.
Yeah.
Good quality pegs too.
Good strap. And then here's all our bolts. Though, this is where we run into a bit of a problem. Do you see the problem?
Because these fit into this?
Yeah, and these are a lot wider. Hence you need longer bolts, because we won't be using the brackets that come with it.
Didn't we keep our bolts?
Yeah, we did. Okay, so the way this works is you've got your brackets. Now usually you use these black brackets, but we're not using them because we've got the uprights on our ladder racks and our canopy, and it's just easy to keep them. But the holes we had previously don't line up to the back of this awning, simply because the one we had before had been modified a little bit. We bought it secondhand. So the way these ones work, which is all of them from now on I would assume, is you can see that they've got these grooves there, which the back of the bolts, the head of a bolt goes into, for example. And the bolt slides through there. You pick your position, you pierce a hole in the canvas, and then that bolt lines up with your brackets on there. So what I've done is I've used the brackets that are supplied just to give us the holes. So where I need to drill the new holes in our canopy. So I've bolted the bottom one in, that one lines up. The top one is where I'm gonna drill my new hole. Once we've got our 4 holes, 2 new holes, 1 on each bracket, we'll then figure out where we wanna pierce the holes on the canvas at the back of the awning. We wanna ideally position it as far that way as possible. So when we wrap it around, there's a very small, if not 0 gap for when it's raining, for rain to come in. It'll be a bit of a harder thing once we get it up to kind of visualize where it's gonna be. But for now, I'm gonna drill these holes. So what we're going to quickly do, I've drilled the holes, which will line up with runners on the back of the awning. Now we're just going to lay it flat on the ground and kind of simulate where it's going to open up. That way we know exactly on the hinge where we should mount the holes cut through the canvas on the rear side. We'll do the rear side first, then we'll line it up for the front, I think.
Joss is very much a perfectionist, so this could take a while.
In an ideal world, you could just have it popped up. We can't lift we had to quickly do is pretty much because we need longer bolts because of the thickness of the ladder racks. We're actually having to put the bolts internally of the awning, not the way that it's supposed to be done, but we don't have a choice with our canopy setup. Here you can see we put the bolt on the inside. I've got them as far to close to the hinge as possible, which means it should wrap around the back of the car nicely. We've pierced it with a drill, kept it nice and tight around the bolt. I've had to put in quite long bolts because, like I said, the thickness of the ladder racks. If you're using the normal brackets, you can use this groove in here to put the supplied bolts, but unfortunately we've had to go a bit bigger. Oh, here's line. So I've put bigger bolts in there. We held it up temporarily so I could mark the front brackets. So we're just about to drill them and put bolts through there. And essentially from then we can just kind of place it up if they all line up and bolt it on. Are we sharing that, are we?
I made lasagna. Joss has pretty much gotten it spot on except for one measly little bolt won't go through, the bottom one on my side. So he's just tightening up the top one and hopefully we'll be able to drill.
We'll do 3 out of 4 and then we'll line up.
And then we'll line up the next one, and if it needs to be re-drilled, we'll re-drill it. It's not light. So here's the test if it's gonna be close to the back of the car. Joss is gonna put on the attachment. Oh,
I think that's as close as we're ever gonna get.
pretty close. Happy?
Yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, that's so good. So before I'd probably come to like,
It was nearly a foot away. No, it's about that, right?
yeah, a little bit away so like you could never cook at the back, or like our bin would just get full of water. So that's pretty close. Yay, almost finished. A little bit more taut than the last one.
Yeah, so the idea is the wind goes through. If it gets caught under here, it goes out there.
Yeah. Whereas before the older ones used to kind of get caught in here, and then you would feel this like being pushed upward, and we were always scared that on a really gusty day that it would like flip over. Luckily it never happened to us, but this is so nice.
One thing.
What? It's too low. Oh! What's the clearance? Our old one would have like sat up like an extra, like what, 20 centimeters?
Yeah.
Woohoo, look at this. That's looking sexy.